Ebusia for memo bibi akwaba nsa church bia. Gidi so oba de other moment obi bia ho ya ha de odi no TV the update nkwane trending news nkwane de so me bi west no. Enyina nim say ato Forson face call trial for ambulance adakatua chese okofa de ba o my Ghana mu ase Ghana time sika twitwiri de man so onfa nkofa ambulance na meboa health no. Na ambulance okofa ba ne kwa ntimi nya adwuma na we hu na akọbọbọ nsẹm bebree ẹde ba na ẹnẹ de ya ọmụ kọ court asetena na kyerɛ nsɛm bebree aba fifiri wɔ pa anya asɛm kita na secret pa ɛbɛkɔ akote ɛyɛ Paul Adomɔkye a wɔde sɛm no ɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu ɛne mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛm mu kɔsɔkɔ hɔ na ɔhɔ bi ɛwɔ cross examination nyinaa na Paul Adomɔkye hɔ nti ɛbɛkɔ akote ɛyɛ nsɛm mu nkyɛn mu yie pa fɛ ɛyɛ Paul Adomɔkye hɔ abasisi a and any day they can out your dinner to be a member if you subscribe to our channel or be like now do I join so a good comment section come video be
that he received approval, some form of approval or some form of authorization from his boss. So his boss is come to the court as a witness for Ato Forson. He's a defense witness. He's not a witness for the prosecution. He's a witness for the defense. So he has come to court to say to the court that, yes, I did an authorization for case Ato Forson. And naturally, as the court rules work, the Attorney General who is prosecuting will have the opportunity to cross-examine the Honorable Seth Tekper, to ask him questions about what Honorable Seth Tekper has already said. So this conversation is about the Honorable Tekper telling the court that I gave authorization to case Ato Forson, and the Attorney General is cross-examining him to come to the conclusion and find some solution and understand something. But ultimately, the court will make the decision. So the Attorney General is trying to urge on the court that he did not give approval. The Honorable Seth Tekper says, I gave approval. The court will make their decision. So this is the questions and answers that I'm sharing with you now. Okay. He says, I am talking about your approval. It must be backed by record. Seth Tekper says, yes, it must be backed by record. Next page. He says, you did not exhibit any record showing the approval you have made before this court, which is to say the approval for the purchase of the ambulance. Then Dr. Basit Bamba comes in. So when you see Dr. Bamba here, it's an objection he raised on that day. He comes in and says, my lady, we object to this question on the grounds that the witness did not use the word approval. Then the judge, that's why we write by court. The judge says, the objection is overruled. Okay, let's move on. Rofedame continues. He says, you did not exhibit any record showing the approval you have made before this court. Honorable Seth Tekper says, the records before the court shows clearly that the attachments to the payments came from the Ministry of Health to the Bank of Ghana, BOG. Rofedame said, you were invited to Iyoko, which investigated this matter in 2018. Is that not correct? Honorable Seth Tekper said, yes, I was. Ofedame continues and says, you were questioned by Iyoko on all you knew on the transaction. Is that not correct? Honorable Tekper said, yes, I was. Then Gofredame continues, you did not indicate to Iyoko that you gave approval for the payment in question. Did you? Seth Tekper says, I stated clearly in that statement that I had left office and I could not make any statement out of memory. So I asked them to bring me documents from the Ministry of Finance to refresh my memory. But I was not invited again. Ofedame says, I am talking about questions by Iyoko. You did not indicate to Iyoko that you gave approval for the payment in question. Okay? The Tekper says, I could not have because, as I stated, I had left office and therefore could not rely on my memory to make statements which was of legal consequence. Rofedame says, following the questioning by Iyoko, they gave you a statement form to take home to write about all you knew about the matter. Seth Tekper says, that is correct, but that does not change the position because I do not keep official documents at home, and especially since I had left office. Rofedame says, in your statement, which is Exhibit 5, for Honorable Ato Forson, you did not mention anything about authorization for the payment in question. Seth Tekper says, I did not because I did not have the information. Seth Tekper said, I did not because I did not have the information. Attorney General says, At the time you were questioned by Iyoko, and at the time you gave your statement to Iyoko, you had left office only 1 year. Is that not correct? The Tekper said, it could be 1 year, but after receiving the volume of documents which I had to peruse, I feel justified that I did not proceed to give a longer statement from my memory. Godfrey Dame comes back. By 2018, when you were writing this statement to Iyoko, the matters were fresher in your mind than in 2023, as you appear before this court. Is that not correct? The Honorable Seth Tekper says, the issues that were fresh in my mind were what I put in my statement. Godfrey Dame says, since 2018, which document had you seen that shows the payment made by Honorable Forson? Then the finance minister comes back and says, may I emphasize that I did not authorize payment. I authorized the establishment of an LC. The distinction is very important. Payment, as I stated earlier, is the responsibility of the sector minister. It is for this reason that the public financial management assigns responsibility to specific spending officers. Godfrey Dame comes back. The ambulances in question were paid for through the establishment of letters of credit, the LC as they call it. Is that not so? He's asking the Honorable Seth Tekper. Honorable Tekper said, yes, they are. Godfrey Dame says, have you seen any document since 2018 by which you authorized the establishment of the letters of credit in question? Then the Honorable Finance Minister says, I have already stated before the court that I have seen the document by which I requested the establishment of the LC. Godfrey Dame says, take a look at the exhibit file and show the court the exhibit you are talking about. Exhibit just means a document, viewers. Exhibit just means a document. So when you hear exhibit, it's a document. It's not, let's not get confused about that. Exhibit is a document, but it's not a plain sheet like this. There are stuff written on it. Okay, let's move on. Take a look at the exhibit file and show the court the exhibit you are talking about. Seth Tekper, the documents that support every action that we took were the opinion of the Attorney General cautioning us against financial loss to the state, a letter to the Ministry of Finance with the very attachment of the very caution that was sent to the Minister of Health, and the third and last one is the opinion of the Legal Division of the Ministry of Finance, which is based on my referral for a second opinion after the Attorney General's advice. Okay. Take a look at Exhibit 7. For Honorable Forson was dated 9th May 2014, where in Exhibit 7, 7A, and Exhibit 8, do they show approval by you for the establishment of the LC in question? Let me take this question again. Godfrey Dame is asking, take a look at Exhibit 7, that's a document, for Honorable Forson. It was dated 9th May 2014. Where in Exhibit 7, that document, 7A, another document, and Exhibit 8, a third document, do they show approval by you for the establishment of the LC in question? Seth Tekper says, this is where the third document I referred to becomes important because I conveyed a meeting. Exhibit 7 is merely forwarding the document the AG himself had forwarded to me. And Exhibit 8 follows my